All right. Shalom Akim. First and foremost, as always, I would love to give all the praises, honor, and the glory unto YAHAWAH YAHAWASHI Ba'ashem Wadash, the Wadi YAHAWAH YAHAWASHI, for allowing me to rise and to come back with another lesson. Double honors to the apostles and to the elders, great millstone, GMS for time of this truth. Honors to the brethren and the Akim out there that's been pushing out this truth with all sincerity and in faith. And the title of this lesson is going to be the signs of the end times. All right. And and really, when you see how the world's running right now and what's going on, this place is done. This place is over with. This place is we're without a doubt at the end. You know, and this is what we're gonna be looking at, or this precept, 2 Timothy 3:1, it says, "This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come," and we know that. All right, and the word perilous goes into dangerous, risky, hazardous, savage times, and that's the times that we're coming into. All right, and even the disciples, who later became apostles, asked the Lord, "What shall we? When shall these things be? What's going to be the sign of your coming?" You know, and Yahushua told them, Matthew 24:13, "And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign? And when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming in the end of the world?" And that's right. And the end of the world, talking about the end of Esau's world. Okay. And it says, "And Yahushua answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you, for many shall come on my name, saying, I am anointed, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet." You see that? "For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places." You see, and we're seeing the kingdom rising up against other kingdoms, man. You got that still going down in Ukraine and Russia, and things are going to escalate, man. Soon everybody's going to get involved, and they're going to have, their part. They're going to do their part in this prophecy, which we're seeing famines, pestilences, so on and so forth. And there's earthquakes every single day, you know. And these are the signs that we look for to know what times we're in. Verse 8, "All these are the beginning of sorrows." And that's right. And this is just the start. This is just the Most High getting, warming things up, so to speak. How, like, people say, "Hey, I'm just getting started." The Lord, he's just getting started, man. He's going to get really busy real soon and real quick. All right. "Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted." Talking about the apostles, or the prophets, really, which are apostles as well, because to be an apostle means to be sent away, so. But it said, "Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted." The men of the Lord are going to be afflicted. I mean, you people will too, but we're going to be afflicted for whose sake? For Yahawah Bashim Yahushai's sake. You're going to be afflicted for the wickedness and the abominable things you've been doing here, "And ye shall be hated, and they shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. And many false prophets shall rise, and shall deceive many. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold." And that's right. And the love of many is going to wax very cold, "But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved." And that's right. And that's what it's about, to endure unto the end, so that you may be saved. It's all it's about, man. Getting stronger and endure all the way into the end, because that's who will be saved, those that endure, and you gotta constantly endure. This is Luke 21:11, "And great earthquakes shall be in diverse places, and famines, and pestilences, and fearful sights, and great signs shall there be from heaven, and that's right. You know, signs in the sun and the moon and the stars. You know, you read about that in the book of Joel. You know, about how like people having visions, and you know how the Lord, how the Spirit of the Most High will be upon all flesh. Let me grab it. What is that? Joel 2:28, towards the end of the verse or chapter. Fire chapter 2, and it says, Joel 2:28, and it shall come to pass afterward that I will pour out my Spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy, your old men shall dream dreams, your young men shall see visions. You see, and we have brothers, you know, people throughout the world, you know, have dreams, you know, especially like if the Lord come in, or destruction, or this and that, you know, it's the Lord, he pouring out his flesh upon all, or Spirit upon all flesh. Verse 29, and also upon the servants and upon the handmaids in those days will I pour out my Spirit, and I will show you wonders in heaven and in the earth, blood and fire and pillars of smoke. The sun shall be turned into darkness, and the moon into blood, before the great and terrible day of the Lord come. And that's right, because that day is great, but it also is a very terrible day. You know, scriptures talk about who, I mean, I believe in this chapter it says who can abide it. Yep. The Joel 2:11, and the Lord shall utter his voice before his army, for his camp is very great, for he is strong that exalteth his word, for the day of the Lord is great and very terrible, and who can abide it? See that? So that's gonna be a real crazy day, man. You know, it's gonna be a day to remember. Verse 32, and it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on my name, or call on the name of the Lord, shall be delivered. For in Mount Zion and in Jerusalem shall be deliverance, as the Lord hath said, and in the remnant whom the Lord shall call. You see that? So, and that's because it's all about Israel. You know, Israel shall be saved. You know, and in particular, the elect of the nation of Israel. Okay. And in knowing these things and knowing these times in which we're coming in, we have to watch. We have to pray. We have to have faith and trust and belief in YAHAWASHI, that we may be able to escape the things in which will and shall come to pass. This is the book of Luke 30 or 21 and 36. And it says, and watch ye therefore and pray always, that ye may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass, and to stand before the Son of Man. You see that? And that's what we want to do. Watch and pray. Especially watch, because if you don't watch, you ain't gonna know what's gonna happen. You ain't gonna know what's gonna come to pass. You don't know what's popping. You know. And that's why scriptures talk about that you be sober. You know, meaning in the mind, know what times you're in. You know, and such things as a, like for an example, like Luke 21. Those are the signs of the end times. Matthew 24, signs of the end times. 2 Timothy 3:1, signs of the end times. 2 Ezra 15, 2 Ezra 16, Isaiah 13, Isaiah 34. You know, those are all signs of the end times, man. You know, and this is the times when we are coming in. So we must be ready. Watch and pray always, brothers. Which I believe I'm going to title the video of this lesson as such. So with that, brothers, you know, I'm gonna go ahead and end it there through the Spirit. Just a quick little lesson, about to hit these highways and edges. So you know, get out there, bring forth my sacrifice, and that it be wholly acceptable in the sight of our power. You know, as well as, you know, as brothers are doing today. You know, putting our bodies as a living sacrifice. You know, which is our reasonable service, brothers. So with that, I want to give all the praises, honor, and the glory unto Yahawah, Bahashem, YAHAWASHI, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. All right, which are the unstoppable and undeniable force and power in which we serve. All right, all praise to Yahweh, Bashim, Yahawashi, double honors to the apostles and to the elders of Great Millstone, GMS, who taught me this truth. Honors to the brethren and the Akim out there that has been pushing out this truth with whole sincerity and in faith. And the Wadi Yahweh, Bashim, Yahawashi, for allowing me to come back with another lesson. And it's on to the next one, brothers. You keep striving, keep pushing. We almost about here. Shalom.